Crows, my senses sharpen. It is said that crows retain memories of human faces. I wonder about this possibility of being recognized. Delhi June evenings spread like a yellow of Amul butter on golden brown toasts. An intense sun partners with white clouds. In such summer months, whenever weather doesn't disclose much of its plans to seasons who are stationed around weary traffic lights or are hanging out on top of green gantry road signs declaring names of places. Crows on my boundary wall here prefer flying close to my mother rather than me. Even though it is me who has been dropping rice and roti for them, my crows feel more comfortable around my mother. Perhaps I'm confusing proximity with familiarity or comfort. In any case, I'm happy they see it is my mother who puts the food out in a cup for me to take it out for them. In this regard, I like the crows hovering around her. They recognize human faces, but also some other things which are difficult to register, like daily memories, daily effort. I have actively dropped food for birds for 2 years now, filling water bowls, searching leftovers and picking out ants, flicking brown leaves from algae-infested water, scratching the green algae from the rim only to see it appear every few days, picking out bones out of bowls which raptors leave. In this process, many water-holding dishes have gotten lost. Bengali fast foods, Mother Dairy dahi cups, Amul ice cream tubs. When the dish was kept on the windowsill, crows knocked it over, or menas carried it away. When the container was kept on the parapet wall, the wind blew it away. In case of pots, they inadvertently broke within a week. For the first few months, I believed none of the birds would be able to see water bowl if I keep it down. But the relationship of these birds with water doesn't work that way. They are a species who have realized that the mango tree alongside the boundary wall is dying much before I did. One day, on seeing me worried, a gardener remarked that the bare branched mango tree is gone. Ye to gaya. There is a way in which the world deposits around these gone trees, and we don't get to know. Trees get cut and not an indoor plant alerts us. Trees, do they ever come to know how we are feeling? New saplings turn up in our yard and we step on them to take Uber or close the window to begin Zoom meetings. Do we ever come to know what is happening near those roots? There is one who has made a nest on a mango tree opposite the bare branched one. I see it from my window. With beak half open when I am dropping off roti, this crow, who is always the first to arrive, as if reserving a seat. This crow, who is hopping closer to me than others. This crow, who inspects Delhi police's yellow barricades with much alacrity. This crow, who accompanies my oily interface and wind on cyclone landing days of April, May and June. This crow, who bullies menas. This crow, whom I have not yet completely understood. This crow, who is becoming a vessel for all my memories related to crow. This crow is building a nest. The crow with its open beak has been making a nest. The story goes that one evening, half-open beak crow found our new broom on the terrace. We had kept it out in the sun to dry the newness away. As soon as I walked off the terrace, the crow was in the middle, busy plucking seek from the jhadu. Such that my arrival went unflapped. The crow did not budge. On being hushed to fly away, the crow went to another corner and waited for me to depart. When I didn't budge, the crow made a detour to the corner of the terrace to start inspecting other jhadus of my neighbors. During that week, the crow was seen carrying pieces of thermocol, fallen leaves, tattered bus tickets, shreds of MTNL bills, cotton balls floating in April air, all possibilities of universe familiarizing a home in that half-open beak. Crows rushed in and rushed out. In this part of New Delhi, crows summon us to stop and look at them. In this part of New Delhi, just kilometers away from all the digging up that is happening for a new parliament, new offices. In this part of Delhi, which has been listening to all the trucks carrying trees, all the tractor trolleys carrying sand from Aravali's. When years ago, Baker, Lutyens and Harding were looking for an appropriate track to transform Delhi once again, to design a new Delhi, they saw black bucks, baboons, monkeys, jackals, hare, porcupines here in this part of New Delhi. Much of the space north, south and east of Shahjahanabad, Old Delhi, was wild and rugged. But on such terraces where crows carry bills of yesteryear to make their home, what exactly are we seeing? Are we only seeing the crows? It is not that I am recognizing each of the crows in my colony. I want to recognize the spaces that these crows are inhabiting. It is not the sound of their caw that I am memorizing. It is the intensity with which they call out. That is being registered here from the crown of these trees and public spaces. Tomorrow a different flock may fly in from Champa and sit on this mango tree. I will still recognize their minute movement. I will still register the crow's rattle, a whole range of voices, when the crow is plunged in deep cleaning. It is not the crows that I am seeing, it is a space, a sharing of too many movements with a space that comes alive with crows. In this part of New Delhi, crows remember the bills, carry MTNL bills half clutched in their beak, outlined in red, green, yellow, softened by water kept on rooftops. These parchments are dried by the monsoon wind from oceans. On such boundaries of green-yellow houses, MTNL bills stop by and listen to barricades becoming constant. Around such blue skies of Delhi, crows remember another Ahmad Ali's description of Delhi, and perhaps don't offer a cow, cow, cow. They mix their wings with upbeat, swipe and coerce delight and go on, challenging ubiquitous green direction boards with a white outline of welcome to NDMC area. Crows fly with a constant acceleration and talk about Andaman's deep fissures with NH3 flyovers. Then taking on such parchments from Delhi, crows relax their bowel movement. I like to believe crows are the only artists in the world who write with dust. This dust heralds a kind of past when flying to mango trees. Sometimes future appears on a tiny flicker of luster on their jet black wings. Crows keep picking bugs from under their feathers, keep their head ruffled when it rains. All day they work out MCQs for directions. They observe marigolds for the winter in the north. They see fords and breathe the very poisonous levels in the lockdown. They drink water. When crows dissolve the white bread that they carry from my neighborhood, menas don't bother with the mess created. Crows pick and flick with other birds, go on from plant to plant, kept in pots to look for grains and insects. Crows fist with pieces of roti, leaping on edges of green yellow houses. They fly into the garden and bind all these particles together.